Hey everyone, happy Friday. I'm glad it's Friday. I'm sure everybody is. Um, so this morning I was on the phone with a few of my friends, and I usually do calculate their calories for them. So usually each month they give me a call, they want me to calculate their calories for the month, or depending when they're losing weight, how fast, etc. So they can do it themselves. They're just used to, for a long time, us doing it together and then them calling me or texting me their information, and I do it for them. So I thought, again, this morning, get caught up doing that for everybody, and then I thought, well, why don't I just put it out there for everybody? So this is how I calculate my calorie intake for the day when I was doing my OMAD diet, which is 1 meal a day diet for weight loss. So I lost 60 pounds on OMAD slash keto doing this. I did keto kind of my own way. I was really strict on it, but I didn't do the whole macro thing really all the time, all the macros. I did do that as well, but the main thing for me was to be in a calorie deficit, and OMAD was just the thing that worked for me. So I just made sure that I couldn't eat over those certain amount of calories, and I did lose 60 pounds doing that. So as you all know, maybe if you've listened to some of my other videos, is I'm doing this now for accountability and to maybe get some kind of others along with me so that we could just support each other on our weight loss journeys. I still have a ways to go. I need to at least lose 45 to 50 more pounds. So to me, I'm kind of at my halfway mark, but I already did lose 60 on OMAD. But OMAD just isn't working for me right now alone by itself, like with the calorie deficit. So that's where I'm taking the next half of my journey. But anyway, off topic, sorry. So today is just how I calculate my calories for weight loss. So of course this is only the way I did it. This isn't, I'm nobody special. This is just what I've kind of come up with. I'm sure I'm not the only one. It just works. And I know I've heard it before from a few other people that have done the same thing, and it just works. So especially to be in a deficit. So lots of people say they're in a deficit, but they calculate what they think or just go by how much their age, their weight, which is correct, some of it, and then they just go from there and minus a certain amount off. And lots of doctors even tell you to do that. I know I've been there as well, where that's what the doctors say to me before. So anyway, I came up with this where what I do is you get your TDEE and your BMR and you add them together. Then you divide that by 2, and that should be your amount that you're eating daily. But what I do different is I minus 500 off of that amount. Then I'm assuring myself I'm in a calorie deficit. I'm not just trying to maintain or stay where I am or just be where I'm supposed to be. I want to lose weight, not stay where I'm at. Lots of people think I'm extreme. I don't think I'm extreme. I'm still not where I want to be. So I'm still going there. But right now, the OMAD with calorie deficit is I'm at a stall. So, but just because my friends call me and we still talk about this for them, and this is what they do, is they always want to be in a calorie deficit. So I just do this for them. So I just want to make this formula for you guys and let you know what I do and what worked for me to lose 60 pounds. So I'm going to look down at my paper sometimes, so don't mind me. But so your TDEE is your total daily energy expenditure. This means how many calories you burn per day. And your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. This is your amount of energy needed while resting. So that's all that is. And you can go on to, like I do, I just go on to tdee.net, and then you can go on to I think it's changed now. There was a BMR.net. It's the same website, but I think you can just go on now to calculator.net, and it gives you both. And you want to do both so you can add them up. Some people just take their TDEE, and that's what they'll use as their calories per day. Or they might minus, I know lots of people take their TDEE and they minus 10 to 25%, and that's what they use for their calorie deficit. To me, that's not enough. So I'll just show you example here of what I'm weighing right now. So I'm 189.5. I won't go from what I weighed before, which was 245 and up, what I was having, but that'll give you, I just wrote it down. So you take your TDEE, like I said, and mine right now at 189.5 would be 2153. Then you take your BMR amount, which is 1470. You add those up, it's 3623. Then you divide that amount by 2, and it's 1811. To be exact, it was 1811.5, but anyway, 1811. Then you take that amount and you minus 500. So it's 1311. So 1,311 calories would be my daily amount of calories for me to be in a calorie deficit. Now some people don't do that. They just take these two, TDEE, BMR, and they might minus a certain amount. Some people do it different. Like I said, this is what worked for me. And I just found that it was kind of in the middle between the TDEE and your BMR. You kind of put them together. It gives you kind of a middle harmony, if you will, and then on top of that, I minus the 500. So some people might say 1300 is way too little. I eat way less than that right now. So this was just the example for you to go by with what my weight was now. Of course, everyone's will be different. So when you go in, of course, they ask you the basic questions on the calculator, your age, your sex, your height, your weight, and for your TDEE you'll need to know like what type of exercise you do. If you're sedentary, don't do any. I know before I was pretty much, I just went sedentary before, but now I exercise, you know, sometimes, well, for sure 5 days, maybe more. So that's my calculations with 4 to 5 days of exercise in it. So everyone's will be different depending on everything. So if I was sedentary, I would have had less calories, right? It would have been way lower, maybe like 1100, something like that. But still, like I said, right now I do lower than that. But this is what helped me lose the 60 pounds in the first place. So it does work. And then on your BMR, you would just do the same thing. It's age, sex, height, weight, but you don't put what your exercise is. And that's what I did for my calculations. Of course, as you lose weight, you need to redo this all the time because your body changes, and you might change to how much you exercise, how physical you are, and of course your age changes and your weight. So that will all have to change with you. You couldn't be losing weight or gaining weight and eating the same amount of calories, right? It's not going to help you. So you need to, you don't want to need to do it like every week. If you lose, you know, a certain amount of pounds 1 week, you're not going to change it right away. So just, you know, you're not going to be changing it weekly. So, like I said, I go a little bit to the extreme. I took off an extra 500 off of that because that's what worked for me. So eating like 2,000, 1,900, but like I said, it depends how much you weigh. When I was 245 or higher, that's what I was eating, starting at 1,900, working my way down as I got smaller. Now, being this weight, it would be 1,300. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? It did work for me. I hope it works for you. I hope you give it a try. Otherwise, if you didn't know about the TDEE or the BMR, at least you learned a little bit like that. I'll put down the website down below in the comments area so that you can take a look at that if you want. It's really easy to use, very basic, and very straightforward. So that's just a little bit about how I lost my first 60 pounds, and maybe this will help you too, and I hope so. Thanks for listening. See you again.